Come with me on a family vacation to Quebec, Canada. Whoop whoop, let's go! This is a 10+ hour drive with 10 family members. So basically what I'm saying is the drive was terrible. There were 2 younger people there and they were just very energetic and very loud. There also wasn't a lot of wiggle room, so I was pretty cramped. And I was pretty dehydrated and hungry because my family decided that we can only stop every 3 hours, so yeah. But eventually we did get to the Canadian border, and I was so happy about it until I realized that we have 5 more hours until we get to the house. Okay, so we are finally at the house. We have been driving from 3 and it's about to be 7 o'clock. So like 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. So it's been a minute. I'm gonna show you guys the house eventually, but right now I'm just gonna show you guys the room. So this is the room I'm gonna be staying in so far right now. So yeah. Quick little house tour. So this is the bathroom that was downstairs next to our room. There's 2 sinks high, and there's this huge shower that I absolutely loved. And then when you come this way, there is a room, which I won't go into people's rooms like that, but you know, I'll show you that there's a room here. Then next to that room, there's a bathroom, little smaller bathroom, but I still love this bathroom too. Super cute. And then there's this little foosball table, and then there's another room, and then that's under the stairs right there, which I was scared of the stairs. I don't know, I don't like the holes of it or anything. And then as soon as you come up, there's another foosball table with a shelf to the right, and there's also this little chair that looks out into the garden. Very peaceful, very nice, whatever. Then there's another room. And then after that room, there is a smaller bathroom. Oh wait, no, that's a room. And then there's a smaller bathroom. And then there's this bigger bathroom, which is very nice. Love the tub. And then there's another room. So yeah. And then this is like the little like entry area with a shelf and like a little bench. And then here is the backyard outside, which I never went out. And then coming up to the 3rd floor, this is where the kitchen and living room area is with the little balcony. So as soon as you go up, there's the living room and then the kitchen. I thought this was so beautiful when I first got here. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty, with a double door fridge, which was so cool. Loved it. I love the wood accents and the black, like it was so pretty. And then on the balcony, there's like a hot tub, cooker and a bench for like sitting down and stuff. So this is the fit today. We're going to the city. It's the first day we're heading to the city today. And yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully I get to shop and stuff. I'm hoping, but we'll see. I went to sleep so early last night because I was like, no, I'm exhausted. So, but I didn't do anything last night anyway, so that's why I didn't record anything. But yeah, so I'll see you guys when we get there. So we got to the city and me and my aunt needed to use the restroom, and we went into this little cute museum, which we will be coming back to soon, later on in this video. Okay, and then we made it to the city. That's all my family. It was really cool. It was really cute. Then we got into these little like shop thing that was also super cute. They had really interesting clothes with really interesting fabrics. I did not get anything. Just because I had to be very selective on what I got because I barely had any room in my case. That's me. And this was just walking around more. The shops were all basic, but it was still very pretty. And then I found these FNAF pops, which I really wanted, but I did not get. And then I saw this little head, which I thought was super cute and cool. Then we headed to the bakery where I got chocolate-filled beignets. They tasted like cold glazed donuts with Nutella in the middle. I don't know if I'd get again. Then we ended up in another like clothes store, which was cool. But I could definitely tell the employee there was like following my uncle to see if he was going to steal something. It was very obvious. Then we sat down right here to wait for my family, which was cool. Next, we saw these floating umbrellas, which was super cool. I ended up getting some pictures of my family there and just loved it. And then afterwards, we went to go get some food, which was amazing. Okay, y'all. So it is 6:44 and we just ate dinner. I'm tired. We went to tons of stores. I didn't show all the stores I went to because I couldn't. Like, there were so many stores I went into and I was just like, oh my gosh. But they were basically all the same. So you guys basically saw everything that you needed to see. And yeah, and then we might get in the hot tub. I don't know. I hope so though, but yeah, and if we don't, you know, yeah, I'll let you guys know. We did end up getting in the hot tub, which I love. I was like, oh, it looks so cute. Love this little fat. Oh, it's so cute. Love the cover up and everything like that. So okay, today's day 3 technically, and I think we're going on a double-decker bus. And here's the fit today. Very basic, but still very cute. We love. Oh my gosh. Instead of the double-decker bus, we went to this church. It is huge. This was only one side of it. Yeah, and inside it was very pretty. That's my family just messing around and all that stuff. But we went up to the top, and as we're going up to the top, it was so beautiful. Oh my gosh, like it took my breath away. There were so many like little displays, and I didn't even know what most of them were for, but they were very pretty. It was very silent. It was very like cool in there, like temperature wise, and there were like a couple people in there, not tons of people, but the architecture was just absolutely beautiful and amazing. I tried not to like talk in here because I did not want to be disrespectful of anyone or like the space itself. But I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what any of this stuff is, so I'm just gonna let you guys like look at it yourselves and come to your own conclusions and stuff like that. So yeah, while we were in here, my little cousin was literally just messing with all of the incense, which we found out, I don't know if it's incense, but the candles, and we found out that we actually had to like pay for the candles, or like it was suggested to pay for the candles, but bro just wanted to really like play with fire, so that's kind of all that kept happening there. And I felt like, wow, like I go to church obviously, but it's nothing close to something like this. Like this is gorgeous, all the colors, like this is artistry for sure. I did see a couple things that I noticed, obviously, like from biblical stories and things like that in there, that were very, very pretty. My whole family seemed like they really, really liked it as well, so that's pretty cool. We are a Christian family, so this was pretty big deal for us overall. And yeah, I could definitely see myself like sitting here one day and just like praying or looking at stuff. And then this was also like the underground of the church, which was also pretty cool. Was super cool. And then these are some pictures that I took. I don't know, they're not the best. I don't know. This was the outside of the church. Like I said, it was humongous. And this was like the foyer, I guess you could say, with the fountain. Very beautiful. And then this was like another little mini church that was across the street. It was like the old church from the 1800s. And then there's like these little like sceneries of Jesus' story when he's carrying up the cross that we looked at. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was out of breath. That's me at the top of the stairs just chilling out real quick. Okay, now I am just in a random bed downstairs. I am tired. I'm like, oh, the heat's getting to me. So I'm just gonna take a nap because I'm done for the day. We literally only just went to the church, and I was like, okay, well, I'm done now. Since, you know, we're just inside, so I'm taking a nap. But yeah, we'll see what we do tomorrow. Bye, guys. And then here was the fit the next day. Super cute. We are actually going to a museum, and here is me at the front of the museum with my cousin doing the Titanic thing. It was a Titanic museum, if you guys couldn't tell from the front. Super cool, super dope. It was the same museum that you guys saw from the beginning where we had to use the restroom. There's just like tons of stuff that was in the Titanic museum. And in the museum, like, you had to put on headphones and listen to the experience and watch videos and like read on the walls as you were listening to it. It was very dope, and I absolutely love the Titanic. I have the DVD, and I've probably watched the Titanic multiple times, so I was geeking. Not gonna lie, y'all, I was geeking real bad. And also they had like these really cool display cases where they had the actual rooms the Titanic like would have set up in, like this, like what the rooms actually look like in the Titanic. It was so dope, and like actual like items from the Titanic. I was just amazed. And here's some pictures I got of myself and like of some of the stuff at the Titanic, and I loved those stairs. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to be on the Titanic stairs, oh my gosh. Then we went to another part of the museum, and there was just a whole bunch of stuff, y'all. I don't even know what it really was though, because all of it was actually in French, so I could not even read what I was learning about, but it was still pretty cool. I liked it. Look at this guy. There was like a whole bunch of animals, and like you see this polar bear, you see this turtle, like it was pretty wild. It was pretty crazy. It might have been like the beginning of like Canada or something. I don't know, y'all. I still don't know to this day. I don't know what we were doing, but they looked pretty cool. Like, I don't know why when I see animals in museums or like wax statues or something, they just seem so cool. They had like big bugs too, which we couldn't tell if they were real or not, but we were scared that if they were real or not. Then we ended up walking into this like fire room that like turned on fire, and it was like really trippy. I kept looking at the floor and it was scaring me. Then I found these dolls. These are such cool dolls. Wow. Oh, that's weird. What the heck? Okay, those ones are a little bit weird. Wait a minute. This is the only black one there is. Not shocking at all, but you know, it was pretty cool. And then we saw like a whole bunch of like more stuff. There was so much to this museum that I can't even like say everything. But you can obviously see for yourself. And I also just didn't even know what I was looking at half the time. A lot of things were like, I love that top. You guys see that top? And the hats. This is wow. Things that I've just never seen before, and then things that like, you know, I see on a daily basis. So it was very overstimulating is what I'm gonna say. But it was also very cool because I didn't even know half this stuff existed. So I loved it. Also, I love these lockers. I think they were super like interesting to look at and stuff like that. I still don't know what was in them though, because I was not paying that much attention. And then there was like the clothing little section. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's my section. And then there was this. I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna lie. And there was this like huge thing. I can't remember. I think it's like a thing that you cord off the like bodies with or something like that, which is cool. Then I saw this little like display case with I think the Star of David. I'm not sure. But that was pretty interesting too. I didn't know what I was looking at first, but yeah. That's cute. It's like beauty as well. Little shoes. I'm traumatized with shoes though. Oh, because of the section. Yeah. All the shoes. That's all they had, shoes. I know. What is that? You could tell I was very intrigued by this random statue that was on the thing, but yeah, there's like tons of stuff in here. I don't even know. This room little section was huge, and it had like so many little things that I couldn't even look at all. Then we went to a new exhibit, which was like somebody's life story, and it was very, very heartbreaking, touching, and just very overall cool to see. This was probably my favorite exhibit that we went to, for sure. The art, like the clay of it all, was super cute. The little home structures, and it was also just really like my heartstrings were being pulled the whole time. So if you're going to Quebec, Canada, I definitely recommend seeing this exhibit. It was very beautiful, and the structure around it was also pretty cool. This was like a little like airplane thing, part of the story, which was so cool that you could just like walk through. And I was like, oh, so I was like looking out the windows. Very, very cool overall. And then there was also like this little place that like looked like snow and all that stuff. It had a whole bunch of little crafts in it that were just very great when it came to the story. Like, it was very touching, like seeing everything that there was to see with the art and stuff like that. And my family went through it pretty fast, unfortunately, because I really wanted to enjoy it more. But they were like trucking it. Like, they were trucking through the exhibit. I should have stayed back with my aunt because she was actually going like pretty slow, like normal pace. But I was going fast to keep up with them. So you know, it's fine, but, you know, I wish I could have done a little bit more in there and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the huge ball that they made. It was so cool. And then this was like the end of the story. Again, so cute. And this is who the story was about. Very cool, very cool. Here were some pictures too that I took from the exhibit. After the exhibit, we got in the sauna in the pool. Super cool. I also got some pictures from the sauna. That's me, yeah. Okay, so we just went to the pool in the sauna. And now, oh, and then we just went to McDonald's right after. Because I wanted to try to see if like their food tastes the same in Canada as it does like United States with their McDonald's. And their McDonald's tasted good, about the same, but it didn't give me heart palpitations, which is very different because the McDonald's in America gives me heart palpitations immediately, like even as I'm eating it. I also got a chocolate brownie muffin, so that's what's on my face that I just ate. But yeah, so literally there was no difference. It's just like it felt better on my body kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like my body felt better. And I got a Coke as well. And the Coke it seems a little bit more flat than in America, but nothing crazy. And tomorrow's the last day, which I don't think we're doing anything, so you guys probably won't even see me, but yeah, I'll probably see you guys on the way home, and then hopefully I'll be able to edit this video, and yeah. Okay, so this is actually the last day. Here's the fit. Yeah, we're leaving at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so yeah, I'm excited to be home, be back with my pets. I'm tired, I'm done, yeah, ready to be back. And then this was on the way back. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.